There are a lot of brick buildings, brick everywhere, and not just any type of brick, red brick. And I have to give it to you, builders in England. You really know how to repurpose buildings because I would have never thought in a million gazillion years that it would be possible to turn an old house into a doctor's surgery. The plane finally landed, and my first thoughts were, wow, it's really gloomy here. But then I said to myself, maybe it's just today. Probably today is a cloudy and gloomy day. But I was wrong. Turns out, England is gloomy almost every day. Anyway, after going through the long line, I was finally at the waiting area. You see, when the airport doors opened, me feel a piece of cold air box me. I was shocked. I remember when I left home and I just had on a long sleeve blouse and thought to myself, yeah, this should be fine. And then to make matters worse, even after arriving in the UK and putting on a sweater, I was still really cold. So my advice to you is to bring a sweater, winter coat, and scarf. And yes, your luggage will be bulky, but you'll be happy that you packed some warm clothes. Also, before you arrive, check if your school has a shuttle from the airport to your accommodation. Luckily, I did not have to find my own way to my new place of residence because my school provided a shuttle service which made transport much easier. This was nice because, as I was saying in the previous video, I don't know how I would have managed if I were to find my own way. I'm not gonna lie, I was scared. Everything just felt awkward and I felt out of place. It was obvious that most persons knew each other already because most of the Asian students, they came with their friends and I was desperately trying to find a Jamaican. It was the first time in my life where I felt utterly and completely alone. Even though I felt hyper aware of my singleness, for lack of a better word, I still mustered up the courage to ask someone to take a picture of me. I thought to myself that it would be a very good memory to capture. And not long after that, I saw this girl rushing towards me. When me looked, she started to pose up in pictures with me. Not only did she photobomb me, but she also gave me a hug. She might have seen herself as one of the student helpers employed by the school to ensure the safe transport of the international students. But I saw her as an angel. I really needed that hug. So after we left the bus, we never saw each other again. Girl, you don't know what you did for me that day. And if you ever come across this video, I want to say thank you. That moment too, it felt like a premonition of my journey. And you prospective international students will come to realize it. Your destiny helpers will not always be persons you're close with. They will be people you are yet to meet. If you're resonating with my experience so far, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss one of my weekly art and storytelling videos. Back to what we're talking about. So yeah, speaking of building connections and buildings in general, there are a lot of brick buildings, brick everywhere, and not just any type of brick, red brick. And I have to give it to you, builders in England. You really know how to repurpose buildings because I would have never thought in a million gazillion years that it would be possible to turn an old house into a doctor's surgery. At them say nothing now, waste nothing now and dash way. And if you don't see a red brick building, you're sure to see beige or white. And that kind of threw me off a bit because I'm used to buildings having vibrant colors and various architectural styles. But in the UK, the place just looks like what you see in the movies. Medieval. Speaking of what things look like, yes, people can tell right off the bat if you're an international student. I can't tell you the amount of times people would correctly guess that I was in the first year. And I used to wonder, how could they tell? Like, we literally just met. So how do you know that I just got here? Me allow wonder to myself like me look wild or something. I don't know. But after you grow accustomed to the place, you will be able to spot other international students who have just arrived. Whenever I see persons taking loads of pictures, me say, you just reach. Or when they dress really, really warm, I think to myself, girl, hang in there. I know what you're going through. Anyway, next week we'll be talking about the bus system in the UK. And I would really love to hear what your first impression of the UK was. So feel free to comment below.